Now, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's Ola Olukoyede, has disclosed that a religious sect in the country secured a court order to stop his agency from probing the sum of 7 billion naira suspected to be linked to terror. Olukoyede said the commission stumbled on the money trail while investigating a 13 billion naira fraud case, and that the cash was linked to the religious body's account. Although he did not name the sect and the terrorist group involved in the cases, he nevertheless said that religious organizations, institutions, sects and bodies had been engaging in money laundering. Well, Horizon analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss disclosure and the need to clamp down on such organizations. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Warm welcome to Newsday as always.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here as usual.
Right. So many places to begin to unpack, but let's start with the fact that, when Mr. Olukoyede resumed his duties, we commended him for the vigor that he had. Mr. Sobowale, when we hear reports such as this, is this a demarcation of where his power will end?
No way. You see, no way.
Adamantly.
You see, no way. You see, when he came in, we were talking about media trial for people, at least like that. I think he's trying to observe that manner of handling cases. He has not mentioned any religious body. But you see, I must say it's behaving like the proverbial whatever, they're buried in the sand. You get me? Because we know what is happening. I appreciate his, how do I put it now? His diplomacy, he's not mentioning it yet. But then, the thing is in the public domain. It is the duty of the media now to find out who the culprit organization is. Because if the case is in court, anybody can cover the court case and then you can get out the information. Some people will accuse him of maybe being afraid to name who are those involved. But I think already it is in the public domain. And I expect within the next 24 hours, Nigerian press, knowing them for what they are, they will come out with who it is. But I can speculate since he has not said anything. You know what is happening in the country? It is, if you talk of religion, it is Islamist terrorism that is the problem of the country. And it's not only limited to us, it's the problem of the whole of the north of West Africa, which is the Sahel. And that is why you have the 3 countries that have had military coups now, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. They're all Muslim countries. You get me? The problems they have there are similar to ours. But thankfully, we have been able to manage ours so far. Boko Haram is neck deep. Very deep in the Sahel. So you know what we have suffered from Boko Haram. So with respect to the EFCC boss, I appreciate his diplomacy, but there is no doubt that we know the sect. So if he says people should preach in the mosque and the churches and know what they should do, he should emphasize, especially in the mosque. You get me? That they should try not to incite people against the rest of society. Because that is happening, that is what is happening in the Sahel. The Sahel is arid desert. And because of climate change, it's creeping downwards. Some states are lucky like us. We are coastal states. We have access to the sea and all that. But you see, look at the map of Nigeria. You see Niger sitting on top of Nigeria like that. Mali and all that. Invariably, all these religious altercations and misunderstandings have happened so much from Mali, when some Tuaregs, fleeing the Libya, the overthrow of Gaddafi during the Arab Spring. Those are the people running now into the desert, and the Sahel means the shore. It's the shore of the desert. Those are these areas. So in these areas now, these areas have great potential. That is why Europe is trying to find a role to play. Because the largest number of youths in the world are in this area. And if they are not educated, if they do not have jobs, then these nomadic, strong religious sects, you get me, can easily recruit them and arm them. And if they are armed, I mean, they take on the army. At times, they even have better ammunition than even the regular army. That is what happened in Mali. Mali, the soldiers in Mali overthrew the military government because of insecurity. There are another bunch of soldiers overthrew those sects, saying that they have not defended them from the invading Tuaregs. Now, you see our own situation here, even with Niger, the coup. Our president played a fine role to lead, to deter people, to desist people from planning coups. But even in-house here, his religious leaders who went to him and told him he should take it easy. The rest is history. Those three have left ECOWAS now. But then coming back home, the topic where the EFCC boss spoke, the topic was corruption, religion, corruption, and use. Very apt.
Youth, religion, and the fight against corruption.
Beautiful topic. And he handled it like a good bishop. You get me? So people should listen to him. And I appreciate his candor. I know how far I can go. And I doff my hat to him for him keeping to his promise not to do media trial.
Okay, Mr. Sobowale, yes. And your appreciation and candor for his diplomacy is duly noted. But he disclosed that this religious body was found to be protecting a money launderer that was funding a terrorist organization. Now, with everything that is happening in Nigeria with insecurity and Boko Haram and all of that, should we still be protecting the identity of such religious organizations that are, willfully protecting the identity of terrorists?
Yeah, maybe I preempted you. I preempted your question. But that's just what I just said. He's trying to be prudent. But like I said, he can't be prudent for too long. Do you get me now? Because if the case is in court, people will find out the courts are not on the ground. People will find out, and they will know which sect it is. So I think sooner than later, we'll have to say it. Maybe they don't want to say it in that to that audience, but I think that's the most appropriate audience to say it. But these are youths, and you're talking of corruption, and you are talking of the contamination of or the evil effect of religion. Because if religion, every religion wants to spread. You get me? In Christianity, they call it evangelization. In Islam, it's jihadism. You get me? It's when they get to each other's territory that you see what is happening. And I can tell you, I think the Muslim people got, how do I put it now? Got nervous the moment the churches started expanding in the north. Because the churches expanded in the north. Before, it was a southwest thing. The bishops and prelates were coming from here. But when they expanded, no. Because they thought that was their own territory. They are just trying to make historical analysis. But then, let us face the fact. The terrorism that we have on religious something is Islamic. So let us face that. And note that it is not only here in Nigeria, it's all over the north of West Africa. It's Sahel. So maybe they should have a conference of Islamic leaders and find a way of training people or teaching people to learn to live with people who are not of their religion, and at the same time to try, even where they seize power, to let people have the right to practice their own religion.
Mr. Sobowale, I know we've been told to round up, but very quickly before we go, the quote that really stuck out to me from this report was that Mr. Olukoyede said, "We got a restraining order from carrying out our investigation." Unfortunately, we don't have time to unpack this, but in just one sentence, how do you feel about that?
That's the law. See, they say, when I said the Minister of Justice may grind slowly, they grind exceedingly fast. But at times, you can make an ass of the law. That is what is happening now. But they want to do justice, but the law is restraining them.
All right, thank you for saying that so abruptly, Mr. Dayo.